Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about pennies from the 1960s, so 1960 to 1969, that have errors or cherry picker varieties that you want to be on the lookout for because it's fun to hunt for these. There's also a value component where they're worth more money than, what a normal one would be. So the way that I've done it is I've looked through the list of all of the important varieties that grading companies designate. They're basically the accepted main varieties from the 60s. There's some tiny ones that really don't command much value, so those are not on this list, just for full clarity. Sometimes I talk about those. But I've got a presentation, it's got clear photos of the errors, so I'll walk you through them over there, and I'll also discuss the different values at different price points that you can expect to get if you have a coin in one of the conditions. It might be really, bright mint state. It also could be XF, so you want to know kind of a general estimate. Let's get into the presentation. And here is the first of our many 1960s penny errors, the 1960D repunch mint mark and double die obverse coin. You can see the doubling in the 6. There's some protrusion of a previous 6 kind of underneath it, and then the repunch mint mark is a strong repunch mint mark to the north, kind of northwest of the mint mark. AU53 is a $20 coin, mint state 63 is $100, and mint state 65 is about $200. So it's definitely a good one to be on the lookout for. There's a fair amount of 1960D errors. There's some repunch mint mark errors. This is one of the prominent ones where it's a very strong second repunch mint mark protruding in the west of the mint mark. This one, the values are a little bit tamed from the last one, $15 in AU states, and then between $40 and $85 for better condition coins. There's also a 1961D repunch mint mark. It's almost like a sideways looking D mint mark here. You can see it kind of just coming out again of the west. It's a little bit more challenging to see in the left picture, but the values on this are not that high. $10 in AU, about uncirculated, where there's maybe a little bit of wear, and then $25 to $50 or so in mint state. 1963D, there is a double die obverse. The best way to look for it is in the 3. So you'll see, it's almost like there's another 3 just kind of protruding there, and then there's also at the bottom of the number a significant protrusion of the bottom of the 3 essentially. This one, AU53, about a $25 coin. Mint state values range from maybe $50 at the very lowest, and mint state 65, a nice example, will run about $150. There are also multiple double die reverse coins on the 1964 memorial penny. Here's just very clear split serifs in the states. You can see on the S here, both sides of it, strong split serifs in the T, in the E, and the S, and then E pluribus unum. Also, it's a heavy notching in the northwest corner. This one runs for, as the values say, $15 or so in AU, and then $50 to $100 in mint state. So, I think that this one is an easier variety to spot in terms of it's not super challenging to make out if you have the coin or not. There's also these double die reverse coins on the 1964, and I think they're a little bit tougher to they're tougher to find. Here you can see some notching and split serifs in the top of the eye. I think that's probably the best way to look for it. It's kind of challenging to diagnose here, I'm not going to lie, in the left picture. So I just wanted to kind of show that contrast, but this did make it, and the values are similar though to the last one. AU53, $20, then mint state ranging again $75 for a lower mint state coin and $150 for a particularly nice example. Then the 1966 coin also has a double die obverse. You can see some doubling here. There's some separation in the bottom left of the T, also in the bottom left of the R. Throughout the U, there's again just doubling in the tops of the U's, so it's pretty present throughout the coin. AU53, this is a more expensive coin to find for whatever reason. It's kind of interesting how that works with some varieties having more desirability and others not. But yeah, AU53 is $125, mint state 63 is $300, and then mint state 65 is about a $750 coin. There's also a double die reverse for that year, and it's kind of strong separation in the back of the coin. 1 cent United States of America. Yeah, strong bars throughout these coins. and you can see kind of on both sides of it. AU53 is a $20 fine, Mint State 63 is a $75 one, and Mint State 65 all the way up to $300. So that one, it's pretty good if you find it. I've seen some other examples though that are considered double die reverse where it's trickier to decipher. So just as a heads up, there's also a repunched mint mark in the 1968 D coin. This one is more of a southwest, so you can kind of see the best protrusion as a second stem in the bottom left corner of the D mint mark, 1968. Not a super valuable coin, as you can see, $10 for an AU find, Mint State 63 to 65, 40 to 100. But I always think that it's neat to search for these. There's a lot of errors, as you can see, throughout this decade, so it's just good to know the different ones. There's also double die reverse that's a little more expensive on this one, and I made this presentation a while ago, so honestly, okay, there you can see the split serifs, bottom of the A, bottom of the T, bottom of the E. I was going to say it's not always easy to remember exactly where to look for it, but all throughout the United States of America with some magnification, you can see these split serifs in the bottom of the lettering, also in the E pluribus unum. It's just kind of universal where the lettering is all being split along the bottom left corner. 1969 D, there's some no FG coins. Basically, a normal one will have the designer's initials. This is at the bottom right part of the Lincoln Memorial on the back of the coin, and I think it's probably excessive die polishing. I don't think they just forgot it, but there's no FG there, and this is expensive. $25 for an AU53 coin, and then $100 to $200 in Mint State. That's a good amount of money, and there's a lot of no FG half dollars, and this is probably the more significant one in the Lincoln Memorial series. Lastly, we've got the 1969 Memorial Double Die Obverse, probably the most famous coin that we're going to be talking about today, and it's just really clearly doubled all throughout. Chris Tisdale's, he's on the channel a fair amount talking. One of his friends actually found one of these, or found, was presented a coin that a guy just randomly found, got rejected from a few coin shops. They brushed him off, but he persisted and ended up selling it for like $11,000 or $12,000. So these are out there. Clear doubling in the B and the E, and pretty much all of the lettering and the date. You can see it. If you have this coin, it'll be clear and very apparent that you have it, with values again ranging maybe from 10,000 in about uncirculated all the way up to 120,000 or more as the grade gets higher. And yeah, that'll conclude today, but definitely a lot of coins in this episode to be looking for.
Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretown.yt.com, Facebook, Treasuretown, Instagram @TreasuretownYT, or Twitter @Treasuretown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.